Hey all, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with the last topic on a chapter Sources of Energy, that is environmental consequences. So what do you mean by these environmental consequences? It's nothing but what problems our environment is facing when you are using these different forms of energy. We are using various sources of energy, right? We are using fossil fuels, we are using thermal power plants, hydro power plants, wind energy sources, various forms of energy we started using for our demands, for our benefits. So when you are using these many sources of energy, how is our environment is getting affected? Definitely environment is getting affected in many other ways, right? So these are the things we are going to discuss in today's topic. Okay, and initially, see, whenever you extract an energy from a source, you need to keep certain points in your mind. Okay, first and foremost, what I am trying to deal with is points to be kept in mind, points to be kept in mind when we extract energy from a particular source. Okay, from a particular source, say for example from fossil fuels, like you get a kind of energy from a fossil fuels is your source, that is coal and petroleum is your source. What is the energy that you get from them? Heat energy. When you burn them, heat is produced. Using heat only, no, you can able to generate electricity, and that heat is used for various purposes, right? So what is the energy you are getting from them? Heat energy. So when you get this heat energy from a source, that is your fossil fuels, what points you have to remember? It depends on what factors. It can depend on 4 factors mainly. The first factor is how easily, we always see how easily we get energy from a source, right? Say whenever we have to get energy from a source, the process of extracting energy, the process of taking energy from a source have to be easier. Say you must easily take up that heat energy that you get it from coal or petroleum, right? Only then you will use coal and petroleum for your energy source, right? So whenever you take certain energy from a source, you will have these points in your mind. You will have to keep these points in your mind, right? First point is how easily we get energy from a source, and next is how economically, okay, we get energy from a source. Like, it should not be too much expensive in getting energy from a source. And later, how efficient technology you will use, right? How efficient technology is used, like how much nice technology that you use in getting energy from a source. This point also you have to keep in your mind. And lastly, the energy must cause less harm to the environment. The energy that we extract from a source, that we extract from a source, must cause less pollution, okay, less damage. Definitely any source will cause damage, okay, but among the various sources you have to select a source which is causing less damage to environment. This point is very, very important, guys. Okay, can you tell me which sources are causing less damage to the environment? Very less number of sources, right? Say whenever you use a source like biomass, you can able to extract biogas from biomass, right? Say biomass source, actually, it causes less damage to the environment only. So solar energy, you have to shift to some nice sources from which you get good energy, and these energy sources must cause less damage to our environment. Okay, and now can you tell me which kind of sources or which kind of a fuel is a cleaner fuel. And actually speaking guys, actually no fuel is cleaner, cleaner in the sense, environment friendly. No fuel is environment friendly. Each and every fuel, causes damage to the environment, right? Say coal and petroleum causes more damage to the environment. It causes more pollution. And compared to coal and petroleum, CNG, that is compressed natural gas, is quite better. Okay, but even this guy can cause pollution to the environment, but compared to coal and petroleum, CNG is better, we say. So we will have to compare the pollution causing nature between the fuels, and the fuel which is causing less pollution have to be used. Okay, the energy source that is causing less pollution have to be used always, right? So this is how we must able to select the better energy source that can actually do less harm for the environment. Actually speaking, all sources of energy do cause little of damage to environment, but we have to be very very careful enough in selecting a source which can cause very very less damage to the environment. Okay, and now how you are affecting your environment by using all these sources. Like if a question is asked, what are the environmental consequences? Say there's a question in your NCERT book. What are the environmental consequences of increasing demand of energy? Increasing demand of energy. So this is one of the the last question that is there in your NCERT book of this chapter. So what is the answer that you will give when a question is asked? What environmental consequences are there in the increasing demand of energy? Like when you are using this different types of energy sources, when you are using different forms of energy, definitely this affects our environment. In what way the things are getting affecting our environment is what you have to list it out. So how does your environment is getting affected by using all these energies? One thing is it gives lots of pollution, right? It's giving lot of pollution. Say for example, burning coal and petroleum. What is the technique that we follow in thermal power plant? We burn coal and petroleum. Whenever you burn coal and petroleum, lots of pollution is caused. Yes or no? Lots of pollution is caused actually by burning coal and petroleum. This is one point you can mention if this question is asked, right? And the second point is you are disturbing ecosystem, right? Whenever you are constructing a dam, for our benefits, to store the water for our benefit, we will construct the dam, and also we can generate electricity from the dams, right? When we do such things, what happens is our natural ecosystem is getting damaged. What is happening? Disturbance, or natural ecosystem is damaged, right? When is it getting damaged? When you construct, by constructing the dams, right? So this is how you are actually polluting our environment, right? These are the two major things you can mention. And the next point is, how can you rectify this? How can you avoid damaging our environment? See, first point you can mention is, by using energy in a limited amount, right? Say whenever electricity is not there in use, switching off lights, fans is very much essential. So you should use electricity in a limited amount, so that its production can be in a limited amount, right? It can, to some extent, it can rectify the damage that is caused to the environment. Then planting more trees, to set up a particular windmill system, wind farm, or hydro electric plants, and all of this require lots of place, and we will be cutting so many plants. So instead of that, like when you set up such things, if you can plant many trees in some other areas, you can able to protect that particular ecosystem, and you can able to balance the environment, right? You can able to give justice to the damage that you have done for the environment, right? So this is how you can write your answer actually if this question is asked, right? And that's all about environmental consequences. And now let us learn about how long these energies last, the last topic of your NCERT textbook, that is how long these energy sources can last. Can you be able to think of how long these energy sources last, guys? And we all know there are two types of energy sources, right? One was renewable energy sources, renewable energy source, and the other one is non-renewable energy source, right? So what do you mean by non-renewable energy source and renewable energy source? Coming to the non-renewable energy source, here I will give examples as petroleum, coal, all these. I mean, all fossil fuels. All fossil fuels are the examples of non-renewable energy source. That means one fine day, these energy sources will get over. Right? They don't remain in our nature for a longer time. They get over. They will get exhausted. So such sources are called non-renewable energy sources. So the definition is important, guys. These sources gets depleted over a period of time, and they get exhausted. They become exhausted in the sense they will get over one fine day. Such sources are called non-renewable sources of energy, and these guys will not last longer. They won't exist for a longer period of time. They will get over one fine day, so you should use them very, very carefully. Okay, so too much usage of non-renewable source of energy is highly dangerous, and it can cause lot of pollution to the environment. Okay, so non-renewable source of energies must be used in a limited amount, not in a larger amount. Keep this in mind. Okay, and coming to the renewable sources of energy, the examples are solar energy, wind energy, right? And tidal energy, geothermal energy, all these are renewable sources of energy. That means they will never get exhausted. I mean, as long as the sun is there, sun's energy keeps coming onto the earth, and we can keep using that sun's energy. Every day we get sun energy, right? It's not that one fine day sun will automatically disappear. If that happens, no one will exist on this planet, right? So sun is a renewable source of energy, we tell. And the wind also, it is not that one fine day wind will not be there on earth. If wind doesn't exist, we won't exist, isn't it? So these are all never get exhausted. They will never get finished off. They keep remain every day, and for a longer period of time, and they will never get exhausted. That's what we mean by renewable source of energy. So this is what you have to learn under this particular heading. That's it, guys. So this completes our chapter, sources of energy. And thank you so much. Do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in an easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you.